Dr. Ankita Jain.
Good evening, Ajay sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. Very good evening. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Sunal ma'am. Welcome to all. Ankita ma'am.
Good evening, Dr. Ajay Jain.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Namaskar.
Namaste. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Am I audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, Ankita ma'am. Please continue.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are
Yes,
audible.
Ankita ma'am. Ankita ma'am, please start.
Okay.
Please wait a minute. Ankita ma'am?
So she has not joined yet, and I think there is a problem at her hand. So we have to wait for 2-3 minutes.
Priyanka ma'am, she's there. If you could just message her, I think it would be
Ma'am,
better.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, Ankita ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah,
Please continue.
I'm starting, sir. Yes. Okay.
Please, please.
So, hello everyone. Good evening. Namaste to all the dignitaries, hosts, and participants. A warm welcome from the side of today's moderator, I, Dr. Ankita Jain, professor at Sri Vaishnav Institute of Management, Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. Once again, would like to welcome you all with all joy. So, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome in this faculty development program, which is starting today on 3rd of March till 9th of March 2022. So we will be we are going to have so many sessions in these 7 days faculty development program. So before starting this session, first of all, I would like to call Professor Vaishali Dhingra ma'am for the welcome address.
Yeah, thank you, Ankita ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. At the very outset, I feel privileged to sign this Memorandum of Understanding with Research Foundation of India. It has only been 1 month that Rama University has signed this MOU with RFI, and it's really, I take privilege in telling all of you that the RFI is so oriented towards research. Within a month, we conceived, and you can actually see that it has turned out into reality. Within a month, this faculty development program has actually taken a shape. There are a number of more programs with RFI which have been conceived, and of course, within time to come, I'm sure that this collaboration will go a long, long way. I'm very grateful to the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Research Foundation of India, Dr. Saurabh Jain, Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD RFI, and Dr. Ashok Javar, Dr. Sonal Shishodia, who is Principal, Delhi College of Business Management, Indore, Dr. Sameer Dubey, Associate Professor, Acropolis Institute of Management Studies and Research, Indore, the speaker, the resource person, Dr. Priyanka Chawla, of course, who will be sailing you through all these sessions along with Dr. Ashok Javar. Undoubtedly, research is something which not only scores us points when it comes to accreditations like NAC or ranking in the frameworks like NIRF. It is something beyond it. A researcher actually derives immense satisfaction, pleasure. When any of your research paper gets through a good publication, you feel very good. And like you nurture a baby, like you bring up a baby, every citation, every baby step in your research paper counts. Every citation brings immense pleasure to a researcher. This workshop on statistical tools using SPSS, no doubt, it's going to be very, very useful for all the research scholars, for faculty members who have joined. There was a hearty response from across India with regard to this faculty development program. When it comes to data, unless some meaningful inference, this is what we have grown up in learning in management and engineering and technical institutions, that we have to draw meaningful inferences from data. Unless we do so, it's futile. Perhaps it's futile. So these statistical softwares like SPSS, AMOS, NVivo, they help us in analyzing our data at a very fast speed. But nonetheless, as a researcher, we must know which tool to use appropriately. I mean, this can facilitate us as a researcher, but we must be aware about the theory that goes behind it. So, my warm welcome, I extend a very, very warm welcome to all the participants of this faculty development program. I'm sure that the 7-day program will go a long, long way in your learning. I'm very confident about this, and I'm grateful to Research Foundation of India for providing us this privilege to collaborate with you, not only in this program, but in many more to come. Thank you so much. Best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your knowledgeful words and the motivation. We are happy to collaborate with you, and we are grateful to you and your institution from this side.
Thank you.
I would like to add a small introduction. Professor Vaishali Dhingra. She is a professor of entrepreneurship and strategic management and dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management and Drama at Rama University. She has significantly contributed in the field of work-life balance and quality of work life for past 24 years with papers published in prestigious Scopus, Web of Science, and ABDC listed journals. 3 of her papers have been listed in COVID-19 repository of World Health Organization recently. From time to time, she is invited to deliver talk to IPS and IS officers, government officials of various departments to make them more sensitive towards the needs of general public, conducted motivation and confidence building workshop at the behest of Joint Director of Industries for Manufacturers and Exporters, associate with many industries, conducted workshop for skilled workers, and also organized so many other workshop and seminars. She has been associated with IIT Delhi, University of Delhi, MSD College, and Kirorimal College. She has signed significant academic MOUs during her career, like with IIT Kanpur, WWF, etc. She has been the chief editor of the international journal Viewpoint since 2010 and is on the editorial boards of several journals. We welcome you, ma'am, and thanks for the kind words.
Thank you so much for this I am grateful for this gracious introduction. Thank you so much, Ankita, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Now, for the next welcome address, I would like to call Chairman and CEO, Research Foundation of India, Dr. Saurabh Jain, sir. Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO of Research Foundation of India. He is also appointed as Vice President of World Federation of Science and Technology and President of Engineering Research Foundation. Dr. Jain also involved in Research Foundation of India Consultancy Unit, named Educational Research Analysis Private Limited. He has services in Edu Academic Inc., Arga, ERF, Accent Tech Private Limited, Blueprint Publication Delhi, and Black Pearl International Publication, and many more. He has awarded as gold medalist in Masters of Technology from Government Engineering College, and he did first doctorate in Power System Engineering and second doctorate in Control System Engineering. Dr. Jain has organized more than 1,000 international national events like conferences, SDPs, FDPs, workshops, talks, and in multidisciplinary areas. He has published more than 130 research articles in international and national journals, along with published 45 reference edited book, author book in multidisciplinary areas. On the name of Dr. Jain, 13 patents and copyright has published from India. He is expert of solar and renewable energy concepts. We welcome you, sir. Saurabh, sir. Okay. Okay, fine. So now for the next inaugural speech, I would like to call Dr. Manish Dhingra, sir. Sir is there? Dr. Manish Dhingra, sir is there?
Yeah, Ankita ma'am is joining in a while.
Fine. Till the time, I would like to call Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir, CMD Research Foundation of India, for the word of blessings. Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir.
Yes. Hello,
Yes, sir.
everyone. This is Professor. Yeah, please proceed.
Yes, sir. I would like to give a brief introduction of sir. He is having BE, MTech, PGDM, DMS, LLB, PhD degrees. He had published more than 50 research papers in international and national journals. He is having a rich 40 years of experience, 30 years in industrial field and around 10 years in the educational field. Recently, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta visited USA and visited various renowned universities like Northeastern University, Boston, USA, Howard University, and Boston University, etc. As far as association with RFI is concerned, he is considered as one of the founder member of RFI. Looking to his dedication and hard work, RFI, he is now promoted as Chief Managing Director. We welcome you, sir. Please proceed.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. This is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD RFI. I feel honored to be invited to this inaugural session of FDP on statistical tools using SPSS. The FDP aims to provide the most complete and reliable source of information on the recent advancement in the field of statistical tools using SPSS. The FDP covers a broad range of topics in this field. The National Education Policy 2020 has given a clarion call for holistic value-based education to prepare our youth and develop our nation. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. It's my privilege and honor to welcome all the dignitaries, resource persons, and experts available for this FDP. I'm thankful to the entire team, RFI, and organizing institute. I am thankful to all who have given their input in this FDP and all participants who made this FDP a success. For more information, you may contact through our official mail, info@researchfoundationofindia.com, and you can visit for such other programs our website www.researchfoundationofindia.com. Thanks for your patience. Thank you again. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks so much for your words of blessing. Now, I would like to call another guest for the inaugural speech, Dr. Ashok Jabbar, sir. Ashok, sir? Yes. So, Dr. Ashok Jabbar, sir, is associated with Acropolis Group as the principal of Acropolis Institute of Management Studies and Research. He is a professor in the area of finance and accounting. His co-teaching and research area includes accounting, financing management, taxation, banking, insurance, financial products and services, financial planning, etc. He has rich experience of over 33 years in academics and industry, out of which he spent 19 years in academics only. Prior to joining Acropolis Group of institutions, he rendered his services to various institutions like IPS Academy and Christian Eminent College, etc. He is well versed with the entire process related to AICTE, NEC, MBA, NIRF, DABB, etc. He has published several research papers in national and international publications, besides presenting papers in various conferences. He is a recognized PhD Guide in Management as well as Commerce at DABV. About 8 candidates awarded PhD under him. He is an active member of All India Management Association and a recipient of many awards. We welcome you, sir. Dr. Ashok Jawar, sir, please.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Good evening, all of you. The dignitaries at RFI, Saurabh Jain sir, Gupta sir, Ajay Jain sir, Manish sir, Vaishali Dhingra madam, Manish Dhingra sir, my counterpart at DCBM, Sonal Sisudia madam, subject expert of this workshop, Samir Dubey sir, Priyanka Chawla ma'am, and dear participants. At the outset, I express my heartfelt thanks to RFI and Rama University also for inviting me as a guest speaker in this program. I am really happy that the RFI has been continuously putting great efforts for all-round development of academic fraternity in the form of workshops, FDPs, conferences, seminar, etc. The pandemic has definitely changed the lives of each and every person, and it also gave certain, you can say, the positive things also. Now, with the help of the technology, we can attend such types of workshop and other programs remotely, that means from our homes or from workplaces and at our comfortable timings. Not only attending the program, but we can also use various tools and techniques of research at ease of our ease and without taking the appointment of the respondent, especially in case of the primary data. There is no need to take the appointment from the respondents and then definitely visiting them physically and getting questionnaire filled. So I hope that the able subject experts will definitely teach you as well as provide the hands-on experience for various tools which are to be used in this workshop. I wish this workshop be successful one and the participants can get utmost benefit out of it for their career as well as for their life. Thanks to all of you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Now, I would like to call Dr. Sonal Sisodia, ma'am, Principal, Delhi College of Business Management, Indore, for the inaugural speech. For the brief introduction of ma'am, a Sophia College alumnus, she is an MBA gold medalist, PG DHRM, and PhD in management. She has over 20 years of experience in mentoring graduate and postgraduate students, engaging in quality research, conducting and handling MDPs and consultancy assignments. She is editor in reputed research journals and a smart girl trainer. She has a prolific research experience in 90 research paper publications and presentation and has won numerous awards in research, including Manu Bhai Shah Memorial Research Gold Medal at Indian Commerce Association, Best Research Award at ISTD Bhubaneswar, Best Research Paper Presentation Award at PIMR, and Best Case Study Award by the highly reputed Emerald publication. Many of her case studies have been awarded at international platforms. She also has Best Teacher Award accorded to her on several occasions. Besides, she is a research guide at DABV. We welcome you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ankita, and good evening to all. Like rightly pointed out by Professor Dhingra, that RFI actually has been instrumental in disseminating a lot of innovative teaching practices so that we can attain, and its mission has been one wherein it is committed to excellence in multidisciplinary education. Also, along with that, they are doing lots in terms of research and training, use of contemporary participant-centric pedagogy like the one that we are witnessing today, and new innovative teaching methods. So in this endeavor, I would like to congratulate Rama University and RFI for organizing this FDP. Congratulations to Dr. Saurabh Jain, who is the CEO, Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta ji, Dr. Ajay Jain, Dr. Manish Dubey, who are all part of the dynamic team of RFI, and also the patrons and coordinators from Rama University, Dr. Ashok Kumar Jhanwar sir, and the subject experts, Dr. Priyanka Chawla and Dr. Sameer Dubey, for putting this across for us. This shows that how committed all of you are in order to provide research and teaching skill enhancement programs for the fellow faculty and the research scholars of different educational institutions across in India as well as abroad maybe. As is seen that a faculty program or a faculty development program like this is very, very carefully designed so that it can bridge the gap in quality research and teaching skills which are required in the contemporary education in India. So I'm sure that this faculty development program will provide assistance to then facilitate you to upgrade the knowledge, skills, and also will prove useful in providing better opportunities, not just for the research scholars, but for the faculty members as well. I feel that this FDP will focus on enhancing the functional area expertise, which will help all of us improve one's classroom delivery, both as a teacher as well as the trainer, and it will help us in enhancing the abilities for conducting some meaningful research ahead. So I would urge all the participants to make the best use of this experiential learning. Once again, best wishes to all. And thank you so much, RFI and Rama University, for inviting me as a special guest here. Once again, thank you so much. Over to you, Ankita ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks for your words, which encouraged us to do more and more in this direction. Thank you so much. Yeah. So before starting the session, I would like to know, is Manish Dhingra sir is there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah. So, sir, yeah. So now I would like to call our guest, Mr. Manish Dhingra, for the address. So I would like to read his profile for. Yeah, Dr. Manish Dhingra is an engineer and management professional with more than 24 years of experience in industry and academics. He has done BE Production Engineering, MTech in Manufacturing Systems, MBA and PhD in Management. He started his career as an engineer and served into companies of international repute like Sanson Exports, Delhi, and Rico Auto Industries, Gurgaon, before joining the academics. Presently, he is serving as professor and dean R&D at Rama University. He has experience of more than 20 years in teaching subjects like research methodology, production and operations management, operations research, supply chain management, organizational behavior, and industrial engineering. He has published 44 research papers in reputed international and national journals like Journal of Human Values, IIM Calcutta, Management and Labor Studies, XLRI, Jamshedpur, etc., and 12 papers in international and national conferences. He has imparted training to the officials of Public Works Department, Moradabad, in various training sessions, provided training in agripreneurship to trainees of agribusiness, Agri-Clinic, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India, delivered soft skill training sessions to faculties and students in a number of engineering and management colleges. He is also member of several Indian professional bodies. We welcome you, sir. Please.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving such a nice introduction, Dr. Ankita. The respected Chairman and CEO of Research Foundation of India, Dr. Saurabh Jain, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, Rama University, Dr. Vaishali Dhingra, Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD, RFI, Dr. Ashok Jhanwar, Principal, Dr. Sonal Sisodia, ma'am, Principal, and our guest and experts, Dr. Sameer Dubey and Dr. Priyanka Chawla. So I would like to, in the capacity of Dean Research and Development of Rama University, would like to share some facts with you that Rama University is a true research-oriented university, and within a very few years, we have published, our faculty members have published more than 1,500 papers more than 300 books, and 70 patents are credited into the faculty of the Rama University. Moreover, today more than 204 students are approximately pursuing PhD from Rama, and more than 40 research theses have been awarded. And I am also very thankful to the Research Foundation of India for shaking hand with Rama University, and now we are moving hand in hand, and we will definitely move on with such initiatives as we are in the inauguration session of today, the statistical tools using SPSS. So dear friends, we all know that research is a very systematic effort to gain some new knowledge, and research has some systematic procedure to be adopted. It has some definite steps, starting from the identification of the broad problem area, from where the researcher find that there is some opportunity, that there is some research problem. Then researcher go for literature review or interview or the observation methods to narrow down the broad problem area to the specific problem, and then it can be done by literature review or by interview techniques. And then researcher try to identify that what are the various factors associated with the problem, what is the real problem, what are the antecedents to the problem, and what would be the consequences of the problem. So generally researcher tries to make his or her own theory regarding the problem, and then on the basis of his theory, whatever theory he or she has built up, whatever theoretical framework has been done, researcher tries to develop the hypothesis, that is the relationship between the various factors to be identified. And then it is time to come to validate the hypothesis, to draw the data, and to test whether the hypothesis could be accepted or rejected. So by using various, methods, primary methods, questionnaires or schedule, data can be collected. And all these steps which I have mentioned continuously require various rigor. But after collecting the data, the real problem begins, because in India I have seen most of the scholars, they don't know what to do with this data, how to analyze this data, what statistical tools are to be used. And the SPSS, which is a very beautiful tool of the statistics, which has a bundle of, it is an umbrella actually, consisting comprises of several tools. So today's workshop is giving maybe useful for such scholars, and they may be able to know what tools are appropriate for their PhD analysis. And moreover, the fraternity, academic fraternity, who are continuously in writing research papers, for them also I believe that this research will be helping these members and brushing their concepts. So once again, I am thankful to RFI for inviting me, and as well as I am thankful to Rama University and for such an initiative. And I best of luck to all the participants who are attending this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your expert advice and suggestions, and to understand that there are lots of issues regarding these people who are the scholars especially, and they are facing this kind of problem, and this workshop obviously will help them for the same thing. So before starting this session, I would like to introduce to the Research Foundation of India to all of you. So Research Foundation of India is strictly working for the social upliftment and higher education quality and Indian research promotions in the form of events like international national conferences, seminars, workshops, symposiums, and other activities. RFI works for the integration of intellectual ideas across the globe to fulfill the thirst of innovation and humanity. Research Foundation of India is concerned with improving the educational process by encouraging scholarly inquiry related to education and practical application of research results. RFI members are faculty, researchers, graduate students, and other distinguished professionals with rich and diverse expertise in education research. RFI does not take any financial sponsor from any of the government body. Research Foundation of India has organized more than 1,000 international conferences and workshops, FDPs, etc., all over the world. Now, RFI having 87 chapters in India and 18 chapters in Asian and other countries, and categorized in 5 board: West, East, South, North, and Central zone. So, for introducing our board members, Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Chief Managing Director, Dr. Reshu Jain, President, Dr. Priyadarshini Agnihotri, North-South Board India President, Dr. Rajat Sharma, National Convener, Dr. Ajay Jain, National Coordinator, Dr. Manish Dubey, President, Central India Board, Shri Amit Chand, New Delhi, North Board India President, Dr. Deva Datta Indoria, North Board India President, Professor Abhinesh Kasoria, West Board India President, Dr. Sanjay Prasad, MP State President, Dr. Parul Sharda, MP State Convener, Dr. Indra Dikshit, MP State Coordinator, Dr. Sanjay Maheshwari, MP State Student Wing Vice President, Dr. Sangeeta Bharuka, Vice President CIB, Dr. Subito De, Joint Secretary CIB, Dr. Prakashni Tiwari, President World Virtual Conference Forum, Dr. Priyanka Chawla, Vice President World Virtual Conference Forum, Dr. Seema Agrawal, Joint Secretary, MP State, Dr. Ankita Jain, Indore Zone Coordinator, Research and Innovation, Dr. Gunjan Shukla, Indore Zone Coordinator, Student Wing, Dr. Kuldeep Agnihotri, Indore Zone President, Dr. Piyush Soni, President, Bhopal Zone, Professor Sakshi Bharadwaj, Bhopal Chapter President, Research and Innovation Wing, Dr. Vishal Purohit, Chapter Head, Ujjain, Ms. Divya Agrawal, President, Gwalior Zone, Research and Innovation Wing, Professor Nikita Sharma, Vice President, Research and Innovation, Indore City, Dr. Shrestha Chawra, Chapter Head, Indore, Convener, Indore Zone, Dr. Gaurav Malhotra, Central India Board Office in charge, Ms. Priyanshi Dubey, for all board chapters. Now, I would like to start this faculty development program. So for this, today's expert is Dr. Sameer Dubey. So this session is starting from day 1, that is on Introduction to SPSS, Data View and Variable View, Coding in SPSS, Imparting and Exporting Data Set, practical session. Then on second day, we will see descriptive statistics, frequency distribution. On day 3, we will see test of hypothesis. On day 4, we will see non-parametric test. On day 5, we will see correlation and regression. On day 6, screening of data, exploratory factor analysis, skill reliability. And on day 7, we will see confirmatory factor analysis, construct and variables, formative and reflective measures, and many more. So we will also have practical sessions for the same. So this FDP is organized by Rama University, Kanpur, UP, Research Foundation of India, MP Chapter, and RFI-CARE. It is sponsored by JHERF, World Virtual Conference Forum, World Federation of Science and Technology, International Research Guide Federation, Academic Research Guide Federation, Edu Academic Inc. So, for today's session, I would like to call today's expert, Dr. Sameer Dubey, sir. Dr. Sameer Dubey is a postgraduate in Commerce and Management from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He is having 17 years academic and 4 years of corporate experience. He has worked for Bardhaman Polytechs Limited, Ludhiana, Indore Institute of Management and Research, and IPS Academy, Indore. At present, he is working with Acropolis Institute of Management Studies and Research, Indore, as an associate professor. He is having more than 30 national and international publications in research journals and conference proceedings. He has a case study published by European Case Clearing House to his credit. Dr. Dubey has also co-authored a book named Banking, Law and Tax India. Dr. Dubey is a member of Madhya Pradesh Economic Association and Research Foundation of India. He has been training facilities for managing virtual classes and preparation of video lectures as well. He has been invited as a speaker by UGC, Human Resource Development Center, for delivering sessions on ICT tools and research methodology and SPSS. He is having research interests in financial institutions and services, financial policies, and behavioral finance, banking, and multi-faculty collaborative research along with research methodology. We would like to welcome you, sir. Dr. Samir Dubey, sir, we would like to hear you. Thank you so much, everyone. So I would request now Samir Dubey, sir, to start the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ankita ma'am, for such a nice introduction of mine. And, I'm thankful to Rama University and the Research Foundation of India for giving me and my counterpart, Dr. Priyanka Chawla, and this opportunity to work with the people, work with the researchers, work with the faculties who are keenly interested in learning and skilling themselves with the research, research tools like SPSS also. I'm thankful to Dr. Vaishali Dhingra and Dr. Manish Dhingra of Rama University, Dr. Ashok Jamwar sir and Dr. Sonal Gupta and Dr. Sonal Sisodia ma'am for their motivational speeches as well. So, research methodology is in earlier times it was considered to be a very tough subject, and so, and data analysis above all was really a difficult task. And people used to go for people used to search for one or the other experts in data analysis, and they generally used to do data analysis work for the people. So apart from we are on the verge of starting my PowerPoint presentation and the lecture for today, but I would like to say sorry in advance to all the participants for I was not expecting this session to be a little bit longer, but I try to keep the session as brief as possible so that we all shall be free by 7 o'clock. But it will be a little bit longer session because of the inauguration, because of the inaugural session. So I believe that a PPT shared by me is visible now. No, it is not visible. Just a second. I would like to share this PPT of mine. Is it visible now?
Yeah, sir, you are presenting now. So let me check. Yes, sir, it is completely visible now.
Completely visible. Thank you so much. So here today we are starting the first day of introduction to basics for SPSS. We do have certain before starting directly for SPSS, I would like to have some basics for SPSS which are required. There are certain terms which I feel that should be known to all the researchers before going for the research and all these things. So the first one is there are certain important terms which are used in statistics. The first one is population. That it is the complete collection of all the elements, whatever we are using. If we are having different kind of examples for it, like the rate of obesity in Malaysia, or means Malaysia is only one of the example countries, but you can take any of the countries. And smoking habits in male and females in Malaysia, babies born in North America in 2021 or 22 or whatever the year may be, birth weights of new born babies in India. So basically, population is if you are doing your research on doctors, then all the doctors, all the MBBS, or depending upon what kind of doctors do you select, what education qualification do you select, all the doctors shall be your population. Now, once again, there are different levels at which you used to limit your research, and those limitations used to come along with the limitation section of the research methodology also. So your population will be the complete collection of all the elements on which you are studying. Then the target population is the collection of elements or objects that possess the information sought by researcher, where inferences can be drawn. And the sample is the portion of population selected for further analysis, study, and denoted by small n. On the other hand, the population is denoted by capital N. So, yes. Moving forward in the important terminologies, we do have parameters, which are the numerical characteristics of the population as well as for the sample as well. Sample statistics is the numerical characteristics of a sample, not exactly the parameter. Variable are the measurable properties of attributes associated with each subject of a population or sample. The examples can be like the demographical variables like gender, age, body weight and height, sales and rainfall, or like sales or the performance of the employees also. So the types of variables generally we use to divide are dependent variable and independent variable. The independent variable are singular characteristics that other variables in your experiment cannot change, and the dependent variables are basically relies on can be changed by the other components. Dependent variables are generally denoted like outcomes, the effects, the results of independent variables. So independent variable shall cause certain kind of effect that can be seen or that can be noted with the help of dependent variables. Now the variables, one thing I would like to clear, I for my purpose have taken these two independent and dependent variables. However, the variables are of different, are being classified by different authors in different books. You will find like qualitative and quantitative variables as well. You will find extraneous and control variables as well. You will find different categories, different classifications of variables. So definitely these there are available, and number of classifications are also there. But depending upon the number of authors you use to study, you will find different classifications as well. So for my purpose, I have kept these independent and dependent variables, which are more relevant for our research purpose and for SPSS. So dependent variables are like functions of independent variables, like effect of temperature on hatching rate of fish eggs. So the temperature will be independent variable and hatching rate of fish eggs will be the dependent variable. Now I would like to ask a little bit about I feel I would like to request all the participants to please open up their chat boxes, and the certain examples are in front of them, like the low intake of food causes underweight, the risk of lung cancer is due to smoking, level of education influences job satisfaction, advertisement helps in sales promotion, and the drug causes the improvement of a health problem. The first one, low intake of food causes underweight. Can anybody please tell me what exactly is the independent and dependent variable in the very first part, in the very first of the exercise? Anyone would like to reply? Dependent variable. Weight is dependent variable. Food intake will be independent variable. Okay, good. The risk of lung cancer due to smoking. So in the second one, the risk of lung cancer is due to smoking.
Yeah, example can be like age is independent variable, whereas weight of the body is a dependent variable depending on the age and the food intake, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Now what is happening over here, I would like to means though it is out of the context a little bit, but once again I would like to explain it over here, that the low intake of food causes underweight. Okay, so our research for independent dependent variable would be the intake of food and the weight the person is putting on and off. But once again, there are other variables which used to affect the weight of a person. Gender can be one of the, age can be one of the option, can be one of the variables, gender can be one of the variables. These kind of variables are known as extraneous variables, which are not part of our study, but definitely they will affect the cause and effect relationship denoted by the independent and dependent variables that we are using in our research. So these are known as the extraneous variables. I'm very much thankful to the participant who has taken this. So here there are different examples for dependent and independent variables. Level of education influences job satisfaction. So level of education will be an independent variable and job satisfaction will be a dependent variable. Advertisement helps in sales promotion. So whether a firm is advertising or not, the types of advertisements the firm is into is known as independent variable, and sales promotion and sales and promotion of sales, like the quantity of sales that they have been observing over the period of their advertisement, shall be the dependent variable. The drug causes improvement of a health problem, so the use of drugs shall once again be an independent variable, and the improvement of a health problem shall be the dependent variable. The other classification of variables would be control variables and extraneous variables. Extraneous variables we have just discussed, unwanted variables that can unintentionally change the result. However, the control variables are like there is no effect on other variables and constant and do not change during the study. Those variables are known as the control variables. There are certain notations used for parameters and statistics. So the population parameter, the population mean is denoted by mu. However, the sample mean is denoted by x bar. Population standard deviation is denoted by a small sigma. However, sample standard deviation is denoted by S. Population proportion is denoted by capital P, and sample proportion by small p. Population size by of the size of population by capital N, and the size of sample by small n. Population data value is denoted by capital X. However, the sample data value is denoted by small x. Correlation coefficient for the population is rho. However, the correlation coefficient for the sample would be small r, that we used to study. Now, what exactly is data? Data is basically, it is an observation, which are the measurements, like for example genders and survey responses that have been collected. Like the age, there is the age of different people have been collected. So there is no specific meaning, and these are unprocessed facts which we have just collected. Now the data, when it is processed, it becomes information and usable for us. This is where we can use the information, and this is where the SPSS used to take the part. Now the data can be of, like the variables, they basically can be divided into quantitative and qualitative variables. The scales are also over there. So these qualitative and quantitative variables, or the overall the variables, can further be divided into two different parts: categorical variables and scale variables. Categorical variables can once again be ordinal and nominal, or nominal and ordinal, and the scale variables are continuous and discrete variables. So first of all, let us discuss about the continuous variable. The continuous variable is a variable in which the data are continuous. The data are continuous. It does not have any kind of gaps or so that kind of, or like interruption. So the data in which we used to measure even after 2, 3, 4 different after 2, 3, 4 places of variables are known as the continuous data, like height, weight, that we can have in the continuous variables. However, in discrete variable, a complete value or discrete value is restricted to certain values, like the number of children that you have. So number of children would definitely either would be having, number of children in a family would either be 2 or 3. You cannot say that there are 2.3 children in a family or so. So the one which are which cannot be denoted in decimals or so, those are discrete variables. Well, there is a small exercise for this, but I feel that I take it by myself. The voltage of electricity in a power line is a continuous variable. The number of X hands lay is discrete variable. Time it takes for a student to complete a test is once again a continuous variable. However, family annual income is a continuous variable. Number of users purchased SPSS software would be a discrete variable. Volume of water in water bottle would be a continuous variable. Number of students pass and fail in examinations is a discrete variable. Blood cholesterol and hemoglobin would be continuous variables. So this was the exercise. Now let us move further, and there are different scales that we used to that are used for measurement of these variables. So the classify the variables is to assign the numbers to the object. So they are commonly broken down into 4 different types: nominal and ordinal scales, which are once again categorical scales that we have just discussed, and interval and ratio scales. They are numerical in nature. So nominal and ordinal scales are known as non-parametric data interval and data, and interval and ratio scales are parametric data. What exactly is the nominal scale? So nominal scale is a scale where we categorize the data on the basis of its quality. Gender is a quality, and race is once again a quality. So they also have no order. Like if there is something like if you are taking scale as gender as nominal scale, so if you are assigning male as 1 and female as 2, so the female being assigned value 2, you cannot say that a female is equal to 2 males. So these kind of things are there. You cannot compare these the values assigned to these variables or the scale. So this is known as the nominal scale. Then there are ordinal scales. The ordinal scales are the scale that expresses data as rankings rather than scores. So something which has an order is known as an ordinal scale. Like socioeconomic status, like high, medium, and low status, that is an ordinal scale. The positions like first, second, third, that can once again be an ordinal scale. Once again, another thing which is important while studying the ordinal scale is that the first, second, and third, these positions shall not be identical. Like the first would be in general, if we discuss about the grades the students used to get. So the positions will be first position, the student who is getting more than 60% marks is shall be the one who is getting the first grade. The second position or the second grade or the second division student is one who is getting, in general, who is getting more than 45% marks and up to 60% marks. So this 15% margin is for the second division, and for the first division the margin is from 60% to 100%. So a person getting 99% will also be termed as first division, and the person getting exactly 60% will also be termed as the first division student. So you can see that there is a difference between the means there is difference between the calculations, or there is difference between exactly the percentage the person is getting. So the percentage is different, and the position or the division, they are different. So this division or the position shall be the ordinal scale. Then the variables are in categories, but with an underlying order to their values. Dimensions difference is not the same. So intervals may not be equal. What exactly I was trying to explain was the intervals. So the first division, the interval is from 60% to 100%. For the second division is interval from 45% to 60%. However, for the third division, there is a different interval. The interval scale is basically, it is a quantitative data. So interval scale is the next higher order among scales and contains all the characteristics of nominal and ordinal scale, but with an added characteristics of equal distance for interval between the observations. So the measurements are in equal numbers, units not having a true 0 point, like temperature. Temperature is one of the best examples for interval scales. It is having like, if somebody is having a temperature of if something is having a temperature of 18 degrees centigrade and other thing is having a temperature of 36 degrees centigrade, so then definitely the one having 36 degrees centigrade will be twice as hot as compared to, or as warm as compared to, the one having 18 degrees centigrade. So these kind of scales we used to call an interval data or interval scale. Temperature, as I told you, is the best example for this. Can add and subtract values and cannot multiply and divide values. So the example is temperature, though no meaningful zero. Why I have written no meaningful zero is that the 0 degree centigrade is, once again, you are sensing the property of the thing which you are touching or which you are observing. So even if the temperature is 0 degree centigrade, 0 degree centigrade is a temperature on which water freezes. So it has no meaningful zero. The property shall be there. You will be able to sense the property of that object or the thing that you are touching. So that would be an interval scale. And then the ratio scales, where the measurement scales are expressed in equal number units but having a true 0 point. Once again, temperature used to be an example for ratio scale as well, subject to you are measuring the temperature in its absolute value, that is on the Kelvin scale. So the temperature measured on Kelvin scale, because it is having a natural zero. The 0 degree Kelvin or the absolute zero temperature is something about minus 273 degrees centigrade, we used to call it. So that is an absolute zero. If you are measuring temperature in Kelvin scale, it would be a ratio scale. However, if you are measuring the temperature in degrees centigrade or so, it would be an interval scale. So the test scores like age, the rainfall, the price. So you feel the presence of certain property and absence of certain property. That is what is known as the ratio scale. Like test scores like age. So there would be a natural zero. You cannot count age in minus. However, we can count something like minus in the degree centigrade scale. So that's why this ratio scale is an interval scale. We are having a very small difference, that the zero score is in ratio scale. Zero score shall be that absence of a property. However, in interval scale, zero shall be of no use. It is not a natural zero. We do have certain exercise over here, but once again, I am not picking up these exercises because of we are devoid of a little bit of time. One thing definitely I would like to explain over here: the postcode is people used to understand that postcode is a numerical is of numerical importance, but I would like to explain over here that this postcode is not of numerical importance. It is only a number assigned to a specific geographical location. That's why postcode shall also once again be a nominal value and not more than that. So now the data collection methods, we are having two different types of data generally. Data collection methods are basically ways to collect the data and based on the criteria, the primary data and secondary data. This primary data is the original data. The researcher gets fresh data. The one that generally we use to collect with the help of questionnaires is the primary data, and the one we use to collect from other websites, from the reports or so, that is known as the secondary data. Though at a certain point of time we used to prepare questionnaires having primary data and secondary data as well. So that would definitely be a mixed questionnaire also. Now the primary data are like we are having interviews, so we are having structured interviews and unstructured interviews. We are having surveys. Now this can be an example of dine-in restaurant survey, where the response of persons or the customers could be recorded. So then once again, questionnaires. This is one of the most important tool for collection of data. 99.99% of the people working on primary data use this questionnaire only. And there are two different types of questions in general: open-ended and close-ended questions. The choices are also given in the close-ended questions. There are limited set of possible answers with the restriction in close-ended questions, and it could be dichotomous like yes or no questions, MCQs, checklist, and ratings. So these are close-ended questions through which we use to collect primary data. So the primary data, once again, a schedule. There is a very small difference between the questionnaire and schedule. Is that questionnaire, the respondent shall be filling all the information required in the questionnaire. However, in schedule, it is once again a direct method, but the researcher used to come in directly in contact with the respondent. The respondent, rather than this respondent, the researcher used to fill up this schedule. The structure for questionnaire and schedule would be similar, but definitely the schedule is being filled in up by the researcher himself or herself. Now this is basically the observation method. Observation method can also be of two different types. The one which is used over here might be a disguised observation. Another one is informed observation. Disguised observation is where, with the help of CCTV camera or so, where the respondent does not come to know even whether he or she is being observed or not. I believe you people would have been studying, more specifically the management graduates, they would have been studying about the scientific management. Frederick Winslow Taylor, the father of scientific management, he has given all his theories only based only on this kind of disguised observations, in which he used to hide himself in the coal mines. He was working as on the shop floor level, and he observed. He has taken a disguised observation of how the people are working, and then he collected information, and that information was then used for improving the performance. So these are these observations. Now we are moving on to our SPSS. This link is already available. I shall be sharing this link in the chat box. I believe you people are already having SPSS with you. Those who are having SPSS, please write down 1 in the chat box. Those who are already having SPSS, and the version, there are different versions for SPSS as well. Those who are having the SPSS with them, please respond in the chat box. Okay, it means lots of people do not have SPSS with them. Okay, they have. So some of the people are already having. Okay, not having. Sunil Kumar is not having SPSS. Okay, so the link for like free version of IBM SPSS software, I shall be sharing this link, but this link shall be valid. Like the downloading of the software shall be valid. This software shall be valid for 1 month only. So what you have to do is you have to click on the link that I shall be providing to you, either in the session only or by the end of the session. I will be providing you with this link. With the help of this, you will be able to get the SPSS settings file. You just download it and then launch it. So of course, yes, I'll be sharing the link either in the session itself or after the session. I'll be sharing the link so that it would be easily available for you through the WhatsApp group. So what you have to do is you just have to click the above link, then click on the tabs like try SPSS highlighted. It would be highlighted in the blue color. You can create your account by providing the details like email ID and contact number, etc. Enter the code received on your respective email ID and install the software. Once you install the software, then you will be able to set up the software. Once you set up the software, it would be easily available for you people, but will be available for 1 month only. So this is basically a trial version. So there are different types of files are used in SPSS. So like data set, we do have .sav file, which are for data and variables. We do have .SPSS for syntax files, which some higher order researchers or they generally use it. And output files are .sp files. So these are certain type of files. This is how the SPSS used to look like. Now, definitely, I would like to share with you how SPSS used to look like. And here I'm opening a new file, and then I'll share that file with you. So, just a second. Yes, just a second. Here I have stopped sharing it, and now I'll be sharing the window having SPSS. Now I believe this SPSS file is visible to everyone. I am discontinuing with my video for the sake of like a data usage. Okay, so everybody can see the SPSS file, I believe. This is the file I believe you people all you can see. Okay, so now while starting with SPSS, we would be starting SPSS in two different conditions. First one is like we are already having an Excel sheet, or we are already having data, we are having it in Excel sheet. And the second one is we don't have an Excel sheet, and we do have the questionnaires, raw questionnaires with us, and we have to punch the data, or we have to still log on the data to the sheet. So you can directly log on the data to SPSS file as well. You can alternatively, what you can do is you can have an Excel sheet with you, and later on that Excel sheet can also be imported over here. We have, once again, you will have two different options if you are having data in two different sheets. Like if you are having data in Excel sheet, then once again you will have two different options. First one is you have to copy the overall contents of that sheet and paste it to the SPSS file. Alternatively, you can import the file as well. Whether the SPSS file is visible to everyone? Okay, SPSS file is not visible. Just a second. If somebody can, like, if I'm seeing if this SPSS file is open, I won't be able to see the chat. So if somebody can please let me know whether you are able to see the file or not.
We are able to see it, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it is visible, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So here is the file which is visible to you like this. Now moving on to the very basics of SPSS, like you have this bar, like this is the menu bar on the top. You are having two different types of views of this file. On the top, you can see this name, type, width, decimals, label, values, missing, columns, align, measure, and roll. And there are certain options over here that you can see. On here, you can see a different grid that has been displaying over here. And on the left hand side, on the left corner over here, you can see two different types of views: variable view and data view. So variable view is basically where we shall be defining the properties of the variable that we have to collect, or those we have already collected. So the variable view shall contain all the details or properties of all the variables. However, the data view, here is the data view. So in variable view, you will be able to see that there are different these rows, and each row shall represent one variable. Like if it is row 1, you will be having one variable over here. However, in data view, first row, it will represent the first observation that you have made, the first questionnaire that you are going to fill. However, you can see that all variables are over there on the top. So the columns, each column shall represent one variable, the values of one variable across different questionnaires. However, the first row, it will represent all the values that have been taken from the first question. So these are different. So this is basically the very first interface where we shall be interacting with SPSS. So this is the variable view. Now let us start off over here. We have, as I told you, there are two different ways in which you can use SPSS. Either you are already having some data. So let us take an example and use both of the options. So here in under file, you can use a new file as well. So new, you can have a data file. First we shall have data file only. So you can have a data file, you can open a file as well. So if you are already having a data file, you can open that data file from over here. If you have already made a database, you can make a query from over here. Then there are read text base of database, read text data. Then there are close. There are different options over here. For us, the option either new shall be useful at present, or the first option, that is for file, open data document, that is important for us. So first we are importing a file. I am clicking the first over here, and here a pop-up window has opened, in which it is asking about how to open the data. So now I believe here you can see already there are some files are over there. So these are data files that already have been saved in the folder that I have made. However, you can go for the Excel files as well that are stored with you. So here it is. Once you will click on this file type, files of different types, and here you will find this Excel sheet over here. So what you have to do is you just have to click on this Excel sheet, and you will find the Excel sheet over here. Here it is, import data. I selected the import data and open. You can open this file either by double clicking on it, or you can use this tab, open tab as well. So I'm using this open tab, and now the file, I believe, here it is. So it will generate another pop-up. Here, read variable names from the first row of data. What exactly is required for importing the file from Excel or from any other thing is that you should have the first row as all the variable names. So you should have defined all the variables by their names in the very first row. That would be easier for us. Otherwise, what will happen? This file only be getting the data, will only be getting the numeral values, and it would be difficult for you later on to like generate the variables also. So that would be difficult for you. It is like different thing. So here it will show you the worksheet. So if the file is having different sheets, it will definitely indicate what the data from what sheet you need to pick. So since this file used to carry a single sheet, so it has displayed a single sheet. Otherwise, different sheets would have been displayed over here. I would have selected the sheet in which data is over there, and I would have picked it. Now, maximum width of the string columns. So definitely the file would be having some strings. Strings means there could have been names in the file, or there could be some other things as well. So in general, it is the 32,767 is the highest value, is the highest number of characters any string can have, or any field can have. So we shall be starting off with, like, only for the sake of security or for the sake of ease, I am taking it to be 50. And now by pressing OK, I shall import all the data over here. Here is, now you can see, but here you will be able to see this variable view. We are in the variable view, so here you can see all the variables with different properties also, and how the data will look like. So here is the data that will look like. So the serial number is over here. You now, as this software SPSS has been upgraded continuously, and now it has a lot of properties which are very much equal to the other softwares like Excel or so. So you can adjust the interface, you can adjust how it looks to you. So this here you can see, I believe you can see that I'm shifting the columns, I'm changing this the width of the columns, and I can easily do that. So this graphical user interface is actually helpful in doing this. Here it is. So the data is over here. Now the data is over here. Now once again you can see there are different, like this. The second option is save this document. Third one is print. The next one is to recall the recently used dialogues that you have already used. Here are the different dialogues that you would have used earlier. Then this is an undo button. Here is here it is. So this is like go to a case. This is like go to some variable or so. This will like the bifurcation of different variables. The second one, the next one is to find out the specific something out of the file only. Then if you want
Sir,
to
your screen is frozen, sir. We are not able to see anything moving on the screen.
Not able to see anything moving. Can you see the file?
So we can see this. I mean, one sheet opened up.
Yeah.
But what I mean, unable to view what you are explaining.
Can you see the data like it is in serial number,
No,
gender, age?
it is not visible.
Okay, just a second. Let me restart this file, or let me reshare the file. Okay, this file is over here. Okay, just a second. Here I have stopped presenting, and now I am presenting the file once again. Now I believe it is visible to you.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so the file, this is basically the file that we have imported, and how we have imported the file. Once again, I am telling you. I believe you would have seen that how we have imported the file. If not, I'll do it once again.
Can you repeat it, sir?
Okay, sure. I'll repeat it for you. So here is open data document, the left top corner. Open data document. You just click on the icon, and you will automatically get the data. You will automatically get a pop-up where you have to open the data. Now, since I have used a folder named workshop, whatever folder you would have used, that is already visible over here. So you can use any of the folder. So just select the folder, you will automatically get all the files over here. Now, if you have already in this folder, I already have certain files that are these data files only. But if you don't want, or if you don't have something like a data file, and if you have saved your data in Excel sheet, what you will have to do is you have to select the type of the file of type. Here, from here, what you need to select, here it is Excel. So there are different formats like .xls, .xlsx, and .xlsm. So these are all the different formats, all the different extensions of Excel shall be used. What you need to do is you have to open it. Once you open it, what you will get another pop-up over from. You will get another pop-up. Just a second, please wait, so that let the pop-up come, and then I'll explain it to you. Here, once you have opened it, Well, if you open it, another pop-up will come. Here, oh, sorry, I have not selected the file. I am sorry. I have not selected the file yet. So now I have selected the file, and now I'll press the open option. This open option, what it will show you is whether you have to read the variable names from the first row of data. Now, if you have the very same data row, like, then in that case, definitely what you can do is you can like this option can be ticked, and if you can remove the tick as well if you do not want the first row of your database to be the variables. If you have defined the variables in the very same fashion, very same manner, which are defined over here in SPSS, then that can easily be used. Otherwise, you can just untick it and then open the file. That can also be done. Here it will show you in which sheet since this file is containing only one sheet, that's why it is showing a single sheet only. Otherwise, what can be done, what it will do is it will show multiple number of sheets. So you need to select in from which sheet you have to collect the data. So it will collect the data from over here. Maximum width of a string columns is 32,767 characters. I am reducing it to 50 just for the sake of my convenience. And then I will put an OK sign over here. Here it is. Once again, it has been. Just a second. So once again, you won't be able to see the file, I believe. Here it is, untitled 3. Okay. So this is the file that we have retrieved. I believe now you people would be able to see the serial number over here, like this. As I told you that now the lot of features of SPSS have now been improved, and the new versions are still more improved. So you can easily adjust the width of the column that you are having. This column shall have one variable, and here you have two different variables. This is the data view, and this is the variable view. Here you will see that only the variables are listed with their properties. So this is the name of the variable. There are certain restrictions to name the variable. Why these variables are named like this? So the first one is like S number or so. If you name the variable like serial number, it won't accept. SPSS do not accept spaces. So whenever I write serial number or in a different fashion, what will happen? This variable name contains an illegal character. So the space is considered to be an illegal character. What you will have to do, either you have to put a dot. Here it is. The serial number there is a dot. Or what you will have to do, you have to put an underscore over here. So this is the underscore. This is how you have to name the variables over here. So in the name field, what you have to do is you have to name the variables that you are using for your study. So gender is over there, age is over there, job, experience, EP1, EP2, EP3. So there are different variables. Now there are types of variables. So although I have done all them as the string variables, why all these have come as string variables? Because they are in the Excel sheet. I would have, here it is, the data view. Let us be there. Here it is. So you can see in gender, what I have entered, it is female, 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 then male, then female, then female, then male. So I have entered the data as a string. That's why SPSS has picked the data as if it is a string. Alternatively, what could have been done? This is what is known as coding. What I'm going to tell you now is known as coding. What you need to do is, you have two different options for coding the data. First one is you can code the data in Excel itself, or alternatively you can code the data over here as well. So here it is. We are selecting the variable. The variable view is over here, and you can find it. You can find somewhere over here. Here we have the data view as well. So now let us do one thing, and let me share the Excel sheet. Sorry, let me show you the Excel sheet which I am using, so I can tell you how to code the data from the Excel sheet itself. Okay, so here is the Excel sheet from where I have collected the data, from where I have picked the data. I believe now you people would be able to see it. Are you able to see the Excel sheet now?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, thank you so much. So here it is, the Excel sheet, from where I have collected the data. This is the Excel sheet. Now what have been done, that I have collected the data in this format. Like in gender, I have written female and male. In age, I have written 31 to 40, then less than 30, then 31 to 40. In job, I have written part-time, full-time. In experience, I have written 0 to 5 years. Then definitely there would be some different 2-3 different questions as well. And this SA stands for strongly agree. This N stands for neutral, A stands for agree. Then there would be like strongly disagree or so as well. Like here it is strongly disagree. Then D would be like, here it is D, it would be disagree. So there are different, like we are having 3 different questions. So this is definitely, it would be on the Likert scale and we would have collected it. Now what you can do is, for coding purpose, what you need to do is you need to like find and replace. You can use find and replace as well. What you need to do is you need to code, and what that code would be like, you need to decide that what numerical value shall you be assigning to female and what numerical value shall you be assigning to male. The reason for this is if you do not assign a numerical value, SPSS won't be able to group it properly. This is the basic reason why we need to code. Codes used to make the data analysis and the data presentation of data more viable and more easy. So what we used to do is, you will code the data. How you code the data? You have to mention, like for male you are mentioning 1, and for female if you are mentioning 2, or for female you can mention 1, for male you can mention 2. So what you have to do, you just have to select the whole column and select the whole column. Then you will find a find and replace over here. Here it is find and select, and you will find and replace as well. Here is second one is the replace command. So once you put on the replace, what you need to find is, you have to write down what you need to find. So here you do have options. Just a second. Here it is. What you need to find is, you need to find female, and then here it is, you need to replace it with 1. So in this column only, if you do not select the column, it will definitely look for female in other columns as well. But since we have the gender in a single column, so it will change this column, the selected column only. Now what you have to do, first try to replace one of the entries. Cannot find a match. Okay, since here the first one is gender, this could be one of the reasons why it is not finding a match. Here it is. So here it is find next. Here it has been found. Now what you have to do, you have to replace it. So here I believe now you people can see. I believe you people can see this. The value here it is changing. Now once again it has find. Now it will change the value to 1 once again. Once you have tested it that it is changing the value, you just click on the replace all, and all the values shall be changed. Here also you can also see over here there are 53 replacements. So you have changed the value. Now what you need to do is, you have to find male. So you just have to write down male over here and replace male with 2. Once again find it and replace it first. It has already been replaced. Now replace all, and everything shall be replaced. There were only 4 replacements. Okay. Here it is. This is how you can find and replace it. So now this column, this gender column, now this gender column contains only the numerical values. Since we have already imported the file, so now I am copying the information over here. This information, I have copied it from here, and now I'll be pasting this information in the SPSS file. Exactly, yes. So here it is, and I am, just a second, let me show it to you as well. And this is your SPSS file where I'll be putting the value. Here it is. So now what I'll be doing is that I'll be pasting the information over here. This is paste. So this information has already been pasted over here. Now I believe you people can see. This gender has been changed. This is how you have to make the string information as numerical. Once you have made it numerical, what you have to do, you have to go to the variable view. Here is gender that we have changed. It is defined as string. Now once you click on the string, you will automatically find either there shall be, like, there are different values like numerical, comma, dot, scientific notations, but what we need to do is you shall only be required, either numeric will be required or string will be required. So you can write down numeric. And since numeric, here is the width for this. The width is, since we are using a single character for this, so you can make the width as 2, you can make the width as 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. It has automatically taken 6, so I am not changing it. Here it is. So now it is numerical, the width is 6. Now gender cannot be in decimals. You cannot say that it is 1.5 or 2.3. So the decimal shall be 0. Label over here. Here, since the gender is here, the gender is a small number, is a small name to the variable. Hence, I am not writing over here. However, you can write this label is used for writing the whole questions. Gender of the respondent. Thus, you can write over here, and it won't say that it is not required or it is not the standard format. Here it is. So in the label, what you can do is you can actually label your variable that you are using over here. Here it is experience, so you can write down experience. Here it is job, so you can write down job. Okay, the values over here. Now what we need to do is, like for gender, what you have to do is, that's what I'm telling you the coding is. Here you need to code what values. Once you clicked on it, I believe you can see it. You can see from where it is coming. This blue colored rectangle appearing in front of here, none, in the values column. You have to click on it, and here this will give you a pop-up. So the value, the first value that you have selected, that value was 1. So you have to put the value over here, and the label that you have given to it was female. What you have to do next is to add to it. Then the value was second. The second value was, the label was male, and add to it. Now what you have to do, just click on the OK, and the value shall be changed. Here it is. Now let us go back to the data view. Here it is, the data view. Now the values are looking like it has not been changed. 1 or 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 only. So what you need to do is, on the top panel, you can see here is a changing or value labels over here. Here it is. If you click on it, you will see the values in string, and if you uncheck it, you will see the values in numericals. Is it clear to everyone how to see what the respondent has been written over here? This is what you need to, if you want to see what exactly is the meaning of 1 or 2, what is the meaning of 1 or 2 in under the column gender, you just have to click on it. You will automatically get whether 1 is for female and 2 is for male. Is it clear to everyone now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the data view, and this is the variable view. This is how you can this is how you can code the data. Like here in EP1, once again, this data, first we need to change it to numeric. If you do not change the type of the variable to numeric, it won't accept, or even if it will accept, it won't work. So what you need to do is you need to change it from string to numeric, and only these two things shall be helpful for you, numeric and string. Rest of the things are not helpful, are not very much helpful for us. So what we need to do, we just have to check either numeric or string. You have put it a numeric, and then it will automatically, since the EP1, and in the question EP1, what we did is, the data that we captured is in the form of strongly agree, that is S and A for strongly agree and strongly disagree also. So this is the reason why this has been taken. So this is the data view over here, and This is EP1. Here you can see. Now it is showing dots. Why it is showing dots? Because it is not showing any of the data. Why it is not showing any data? Since by mistake, what we have done, rather than changing it first, we have coded the data over here. And what we have done, here you can see. What we have done, we have like in place of string, what we have done, we have selected numeric for this. So if you are selecting numeric, the data must be numeric as well. If you are selecting string, the data must be in string. Now let us see what will happen. If you are making it string once again, and let us see it over here, and go to the data view, the data, you won't be able to see the data. Why the dot appeared over here? The dot used to appear in all the cells where there shall be no data, and the data is to be in the form of numerics. So wherever there is an empty numeric cell, you will find a dot over there, and wherever there is an empty string cell, you will find a blank space over here. So this is how we can means you can identify. So in variable view, let us go to once again. Let us, like we have already lost the data from here. So now let us make it numeric, and okay, let us make it okay. Okay. So this is how we used to code the data. Okay. So the coding is over here. Now after coding, what we need to do is we need to see a little bit some like some other options as well. So let us enter some 2-3 more variables over here. Okay. So let us make a file. Let me do one thing. Let us rather than importing another file, what we do is let us remove. So I have selected all the variables, and now I am deleting it. Just by pressing the delete key, everything shall be removed. What we do is we make another file. So it will be like serial number. Once again, there is a space. It won't accept. So what you need to do is you need to write serial underscore number. So this will be serial number. This will automatically, every other entries are standard entries are over there. It will automatically take the standard entries. Now what we can do is name can be one of the options. Then gender. Then if you people can please suggest me some 4-5 different variables. Gender, then income can be an option.
Age.
Age, of course, yes, good. Age can be one of the options that we can take. Then let us
education.
Education, okay. Education can be another variable. Education that we can keep. Here it is. Education we can keep. Now let us study the cause and effect of like the smoking on the health. Okay. So while we are while we are studying the effect of smoking on health, so let us take smoking as one of the variables, whether a person smokes or not. So smoking will be another variable, and once again the health shall be other variable. So here it is. Now let us label it as well. Health of the respondent. This is how you can write over here. Okay. Smoking habit. Now definitely there would be like the person is smoking, whether the person is taking a cigarette, a person is smoking 1 cigarette or a packet of cigarette in a day, that will definitely once again affect. So what we need to do is, if you want to smoking habit, whether a person is a smoker or not. Now what we need to do is, here I am like,
job and work.
Yes. So here it is. There are different things. There are different variables as well. So education, like we can have education also. Now let us code it once again. So for health, what we shall do is the values that we need to do for health. So let us take 3 different values. It is good, it is normal, and it is poor. So 1 will go for good health. So here it is. I have added to it. 2 will go for normal health, and 3 will go for poor health. Here I have coded it. Okay. Now why these numerical values are appearing along with this? Only because here I have selected 2 values in numerical. if I do not select a value in numerical, because what we need to do is, if we are just, what we are taking is, we are taking them as numerics, means these are basically the nominal scale variables. So what we need to do is, now you will see that there are no decimal places over here. So there are 1, 2, and 3 normally over there. Here it is. So okay, in smoking habit, once again you can write down 1 for yes and add to it, then 2 for no, add it. So here it is. Here you will go. Now what we need to do is, you need to go to the data view. Here you will be able to see, since you can see dots everywhere, it means that we have not entered any data over here. So smoking arbitrarily, what we can do is, what you can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or so. This is what you can do. Okay. So either you can write it down like this, but what will happen if you write it down like this? It will accept the values, but your values won't be processed. So what we do have is, we have only 2 different options, 1 and 2. So what you have to do is, you just have to put like this 1 or 2 or 1 or 2 like this only. This is what we need to do. Health, once again we have 3 different options. So we can have 3 different options, like it is 1, 1, 1, 1. Then it would be like 3, sorry, like 3, then 2, and then 1. I am not correlating it with it. So this is why this data would be over here. This is what I have done. So this is how we need to enter the data in SPSS, and we shall be using the data. Okay. So now once again, I have told you how to import the data. I have told you one more thing that we need to know is how to split the file. That is, once again, coding we have already done. Now we need to see how the file can be split. For the purpose of splitting the file, I am using a file having data with me already. Just a second. So these empty files, I am closing these empty files with me, and now I shall be using a file already having the data, so that we would be able to split the file. Okay, here it is. I am having this file, and here I am sharing that file with you. Here it is. Now I believe you people would be able to see. I believe you can see a file.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is visible to everyone. Okay. So here is the file, and what data we do have. Let us see the variable view first. So it has serial number. It has like alcohol, whether the person is consumption is alcohol consuming or not. So this is alcohol consumption, alcohol consumption, whether and what exactly the values are over there. Here the consumption of alcohol, I do not consume alcohol at all, then mild consumption, then moderate and heavy consumption of alcohol is over there. So there you can see. Then here it is, the blood pressure, systolic blood pressure is over there. So that has also been used. Now the values, we do not need values. Why we do not need values? Because this blood pressure, as I told you, is a continuous variable, and we shall have the values of it. It does not only mean whether there are only 2 or 3 or something like that. So we haven't assigned any values to it, because it is not at all nominal variable. This is what you can see over here as well. On the right hand side, I believe you can see in measures, you can find the first one is a nominal variable. The second one is once again on a nominal scale, that is alcohol consumption. This is the reason. This is basically why, because we have assigned values to the numericals, and this is the reason why we have given it a nominal scale. The measure has been nominal, and the scale is, since it is a continuous variable, so we have taken it a scale as well. Okay, so let us now once again go back to the data view, And now let us split the file. Why we actually need to split the file first is, you can see alcohol consumption over here. One is over there. Let us see what exactly it means. So it means someone is not consuming alcohol at all. Just a second. In the variable view, let me just first decrease the decimals of serial number to 0 so that it won't look like a data. Here it is the serial number. Okay. And if it is numerical only. So here it is. So the alcohol consumption over there, none, mild, and moderate and heavy consumption over there. Now what we need to do is, why we need to split the file basically is, you need to split the file because we have to segregate the different sections on the basis of alcohol consumption, let us say. So on the basis of alcohol consumption, what you need to do is, there is an option already on this panel, on this instrument panel. Here it is. I believe you people can see there is an option for split file. Is it visible to everyone? Split file is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So split file is visible to everyone. What we need to do is, you have to click on it. So here I have activated it. Now what you have to do is, now what you have got is, you have to split the file. Now how you need to split the file? So, and once again, why this file need to be splitted? Because we need to compare the groups. Like here, if we are comparing the blood pressure, we have 3 different groups. The first one is non-consumers of alcohol. The second one is the mild consumers of alcohol, and third group is moderate and heavy consumers of alcohol. So what their blood pressure is, and how the alcohol consumption affects the blood pressure. This is what we need to study. Suppose. So this is the reason why we need to split the file in different groups. So here it is. The alcohol consumption, we need to compare the groups. So you will put a tick on the compare groups. Then alcohol consumption shall be selected, and it will be selected over here. Like if you want to deselect someone, or you want to remove some option, the option can be removed. Alternatively, if you select it and click on this towards right arrow, it will be inserted in the group based on. So we are making a group based on alcohol consumption. Okay. Then sort the file by grouping variables. So we need to sort the file, and how the file will look like. So you just have to put an OK over here. This is an output window that it generally used to create. So output window will have all the logs. Here it is. You can see all the logs. So this is a log. Whatever you have done with this file, everything has been recorded over here. So this shall be recorded over here. I'm just minimizing the file and now I believe now you people would be able to see the file, serial number, then alcohol consumption, and the blood pressure. Can you see can everyone see? And while you are seeing the file, please also observe that what exactly has been written, or how the file has been arranged depending upon the alcohol consumption. I believe you people can see the difference now. The first group, or the first portion, is of non-alcoholic, or the non-consumers of alcohol. Then the second group will start with.
So not able to see groups.
You don't able to see the groups. You able to see this file which I am scrolling down.
Sir. Yeah, we can see the file.
This alcohol consumption column, this column that I have just highlighted the column. This also you can see now.
Yeah, we can see all the entries are none.
Yes, exactly. Actually, this file contains lot of entries, so this is the reason. Here it is none, and here now you can see mild only.
Yeah.
So earlier you were seeing only none, and now you are seeing only mild. So here the file has been splitted.
Okay.
Yes, this is how it has been splitted. There are more than 6,000 different entries, and here you can see the third group. Here is the third group. So this is how we used to split the file. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I believe the next option that we need to go for is for descriptive statistics, and I think that we should call it a day for today. And tomorrow we shall be discussing. Dr. Priyanka Chawla would be taking care of the descriptive statistics, frequency distributions. This is the next thing that we need to study. So today we have already discussed about the data view and variable view in the SPSS, the introduction to SPSS. I will be sharing that the link for downloading the SPSS. Just a second, let me share it to you now. Let me share the link to you. The link is already there. Here it is, the link. I am sharing the link in the chat box. You people would be able to just click on the link and would be able to download the software. Here I have already shared the link in the chat box.
So we share the link in the WhatsApp group, sir. That will be better, sir.
Okay, that will also be done.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So for today, I believe we should call it a day now. And I'm thankful. Thankful to all of you for patient listening. And it is almost some 20-25 minutes more than the stipulated time. But and means these basics were so important, and that's why in advance I requested you to means. I sorted I asked for the delay for today's session. So I am thankful to you once again, everybody, and now I feel that we shall be going or we shall be moving ahead with the descriptive statistics by tomorrow. If somebody is having any kind of questions, that I believe that if some sort of queries or so remaining, that also can be answered now.
Sir, I have just one question. Actually, I've already downloaded once this software, IBM free software. So I trust, I think it is not downloadable again.
Yes. It is not downloadable again.
Yeah. So what should I do, sir, in that case? I mean, should I purchase it? Only the purchased one will work.
Purchased one will work, and there is another option to it. Like if you can get a crack of it.
Okay.
If you can get
I've
a
heard
crack
there
of
is
it
a
from
crack for
somewhere,
it, but yeah. Okay.
that can work.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I'll try for that, or I'll get the genuine one. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other queries?
Anyone is having any query? I think, sir, everybody is done and they had understood that what you have told us. I think we should move.
Sure.
So
Yes,
we are
one more thing,
extremely
ma'am.
grateful.
Please excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, I would like that we can, if you can share a common database so that we can all work on it and compare the
Sure.
results.
Okay, sure. Why not? That I'll be sharing with you. Don't worry. I'll share this common database with you. Don't worry.
Okay. So we are extremely grateful to our resource person, Dr. Samir Dubey, for gracing his work and sharing his expertise with us. His passion was amazed to give this session in a very easy and effective way. We are very much privileged, sir, by your kind presence. With these words, now I would like to invite Dr. Indu Shukla ma'am, coordinator for the event, associate professor and HOD Faculty of Commerce and Management, Rama University Kanpur, chapter chapter head, Kanpur City, Uttar Pradesh. Please, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Dr. Ankita, ma'am. I feel very honored and privileged to get this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks. I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD RFI, Dr. Ashok Jhavar, Principal, Acropolis Institute of Management Studies and Research, Indore, Dr. Sonal Sisodia, Principal, Delhi College of Business Management, Indore, and Professor Vaishali Dhingra, Dean, Faculty and Faculty of Commerce and Management, Rama University, Uttar Pradesh, Professor Manish Dhingra, Dean Research and Development, Rama University, Uttar Pradesh, for their kind words. I would also like to thank Dr. Saurabh Jain, sir, Chairman, CEO, RFI, and special thanks to Dr. Ajay Jain for his kind support. With these words, I move to the end for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thanks so much each and everyone present here for being with us. So we will see you tomorrow in the second day session. It was my honor to become moderator in this session. So now I, Dr. Ankita Jain, would like to say goodbye. Jai Hind, Shabba Khair, Namaste to all of you. Here with a good note, I conclude the session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day, ma'am.